Hi y'all, she's back. Yes, I am back from sunny San Juan, and I just wanted to jump up here and just talk to you a little bit about how I'm redefining travel in my 60s. Part of my virgin voyage, if you will, ha ha ha, that will come back up. Was to go to San Juan. It's basically to launch me into this new experience in my life, my new commitment to travel. If you've listened to any of my previous episodes, you know that I woke up one day about to turn 65 and realized I had forgotten to travel. And so part of making amends to myself was to be committed to travel and to immediately put a plan in place to ensure that I fulfill my commitment. So we just got back from San Juan, and it's taken me a while to just kind of come down from all the joy and the adrenaline rush of being in that very magical and passionate and loving place. If you're looking for somewhere to go, I suggest, especially if you don't have a passport, but you want to feel like you went somewhere other than mainland United States, go to Puerto Rico. It's an experience that you will never forget. I'm going to get more into just some things I learned traveling as a senior that I want to pass along to help other seniors who want to travel also. That's going to be in a separate video. But this one is just mainly about my trip. Oh my God, the surprises, the experiences, what made it so magical, what made it so special for me and my husband. I'm telling you, I felt like I had aged backwards. I felt like a part of me had been reborn. I felt my soul literally just smiling from way down deep, just so proud of me for not just being about, not just talking about it, but being about it. And actually going on not a quick weekend getaway, not a staycation, but an actual vacation. So I'm very, very proud of that. My insides, but proud of it too. So San Juan, I will say that the travel there was only about 3.5 miles, not 3.5 miles, excuse me, 3.5 hours. It was like a 3.5 hour flight. One of the things that I noticed right off is that here on the mainland, I'm going to call United States, the mainland where all the states and all that are. I'm going to call it the mainland, and I'm calling Puerto Rico the island of Puerto Rico. All of it's United States territory, but just so you can distinguish between the two places. So on the mainland, of course, we set our clocks back and forth depending on daylight savings time or Eastern Standard Time. Okay, they don't do that in Puerto Rico. They don't set their clocks back and forth. So that was something that was interesting because you would thought from the time that it took a 4.5 hour flight to get there, but actually it was only a 3.5 hour flight, and it went pretty quickly. Again, I'll tell you more about those little things, the differences between the carriers, just some little things, little wonderful gems that I can share with you. Those of you who are traveling, you are definitely seniors, you're in your 60s, but you're youthful, you're vibrant, you can still walk, you don't need a whole lot of like extra support like wheelchairs and stair lifts and all that kind of thing. You might move a little bit slower, but you still can get your little move on. Okay, that's where I fall into. And so, yeah, it wasn't as far of a flight as I thought it was. So that was one of the things that was very interesting. And listen, I am going to share pictures and maybe some little short videos from my trip there at the end. Because as you can tell, I am no longer in San Juan. I am in my bedroom at home. So, but I will share with you some of the highlights through some of the pictures that I share at the end of this video. Okay, great. It was my first time in San Juan. First time in Puerto Rico. First time. I had heard about it. And I just decided, well, actually my husband was the one who decided that he wanted to go. And at first I was kind of like, I'd rather go to Paris. But then the more I thought about it, especially in this journey of booking the trip and learning all the things that I learned, I got very excited about going to the island of Puerto Rico. And what I will recommend to you, if you have not traveled in a while and you really want to be prepared, is to join a Facebook group that centers and focuses on the destination that you're going to. There I learned about so many things, and I was prepared for some things that maybe some other travelers were not prepared for, because I had done my due diligence about the area, about the culture, about what tends to happen. Reading some of the posts and the comments, it was so helpful, as well as watching YouTube videos, destination videos. The more current destination videos were really, really, really good. Now, it's going to be surprising to you because Puerto Rico is so known for their stunning beaches. I did not go to not one beach. Took my beach wear, everything. Took 2 bathing suits. But I was just so enraptured in the old San Juan area. I didn't go out of old San Juan. I had in my mind to go to the beach. I had in my mind to go to Loiza. I had in my mind to go to some different places. I just had to blast in old San Juan until that's where I remained, okay? So it was my first time in San Juan, and it was around the Christmas holidays. Now, in Puerto Rico, they celebrate the Christmas holidays a lot longer than we do, right? We have a day. They celebrate for weeks, okay? And so when we got there, we went in January, and we went in December, the end of December, and the Christmas decorations and everything was still up. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Now, they had transformed Umbrella Street, because I had seen that and I wanted to go down that street and take pictures. All the umbrellas were, all around. But they had transformed it for the holidays and had it all lit up. Absolutely beautiful. So I do plan on going back to Puerto Rico because there's some things I still want to do. I mean, you cannot exhaust everything in a single trip. You just cannot do it. And my husband and I decided from the beginning, it wasn't so much about the excursions, the activities, the destinations, the places we wanted to go. It was about the overall experiences, those special moments that took our breath away, that we did not want to cheat ourselves of. And we found that just from being in Puerto Rico, just from being there, we had magical moment after magical moment after magical moment that we just walked into. And we fortunately were not so time sensitive. We weren't locked into time the whole trip. So we were able to savor those special magical moments when they happened. And that was very important to me. That was very important to us. And we did it the right way. First thing I got to do is shout out Juan from San Juan. His villa was absolutely perfect. It was so decorated in the culture and the spirit of Puerto Rico. That kind of Spanish look to it. Oh, simple, elegant, charming, romantic. It was the perfect spot. And I'm going to put the link to his Airbnb in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. He was an awesome host. He was a super host. And his property reflected his spirit, his generosity, his warmth. So shout out to Juan from San Juan. He will forever be Juan from San Juan. Another person I have to shout out is Claudia. She was our tour guide. We did the walking history tour of Puerto Rico, and it was just so good. Usually, I'll be honest, when I go on history tours, it's like want after a while. And half the time you're looking interested in stuff you're just not even interested in. But this one, oh, she just made me appreciate Puerto Rican history and culture all the more. And just how they are so proud of their heritage, proud of their language, proud of who they are as people. And it was reflected in the way that she went about her tour. It was fantastic. So a shout out to Claudia also, right? Let's see other things. I thought honestly that because I'm a person that is into convenience, I look for hotels that have fitness centers and all this kind of stuff. So I thought that was going to be what I was going to look for in going to Puerto Rico. Not at all. I didn't miss any of it. I didn't miss any of the creature comforts. I did not miss them. It was absolutely perfect. It was immersed in the middle of Old San Juan. I mean, you open our door, bam, you're right there. Busy cobblestone streets, people walking, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the music. You were right there in the middle of it. But when you went in the villa, you felt you were in your own special private place. It was beautiful. Also, location is important. It was maybe a block from the cruise port, the San Juan cruise terminals. So that was special too. Let's see. Other things I want to tell you. I do want to say, whenever you go to a heavy tourist area, pack along with everything that you pack patience. Pack patience because you're going to be in long lines. And also pack respect. Respect the culture of where you're going on the culture's terms. And don't try to make them be what you're used to. So patience and respect. Pack those things as well. So because I had already done my due diligence, joined the groups, learned about the culture, learned about the people, I was prepared for things. One of the things that happened was the power outage. Whereas other travelers were freaking out about it, I had already found out that could happen, that it happens often. Fortunately, it happened on our last day there. So we were not as affected as some of the others that were there. A lot of restaurants were not open. If they didn't have a generator, it wasn't open. And also, there were people who were also celebrating the holiday. So they had closed down. It was the day before New Year's, and some places just were not open. So I felt sad for those that came in New Year's Eve expecting some things. They missed out on some things because some places were actually closed. Okay, let's see what else I want to tell you. Some surprises. One, like I said, I didn't make it to the beach. Spent the entire time in Old San Juan, relishing experiences more than just destinations. I experienced my first countdown to the new year from the plane. That was phenomenal. Let's see something else. I ate at I hope I say this name right, the Acacia Boutique Hotel in Puerto Rico. Is I think in the Condado area of Puerto Rico, which is very close to San Juan. I had read about Chef Carlos and the niche, or maybe they call it the niche. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I call it the niche restaurant because of the way it's spelled. But oh, I had my first deconstructed crab cake. Phenomenal, 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 phenomenal. So that was great. That was a wonderful surprise. Something that surprised me too, like I was saying about, I'm usually a convenience kind of girl, so fitness centers and all that kind of stuff appeal to me. But I found that in San Juan, I favored more the boutique hotels, the apart hotels, the independent hotel chains, the Airbnbs over some of the more regular main hotel chains. So I found a love for boutique hotels. Love them. So that was a surprise to me. We only went on 2 excursions. One was, like I said, the walking history tour. The other was my husband's zip line. So pictures of him zip lining. I'll have that at the very end. A big surprise was that you already expect the Latin sound and that wonderful Caribbean music and all that, the Puerto Rican music. But the restaurants that we went to was jazz, vintage jazz. So like it's very clear our love is here to stay. Autumn leaves. It's the nearness of you. I mean, it was just playing, just this wonderful vintage classic jazz was playing all the time. Who knew? That was a surprise to me. Another surprise. It wasn't a surprise to me that I was going to be doing more walking, but it was a surprise to me that Google Maps was not very helpful. It was not very helpful. And so we did a whole lot of scenic walking round a mulberry bush a couple of times before we realized all we had to do was go down the street and make a left and we would have been there. So that was something that was very, very interesting. What was not surprising, but it made you have a deeper regard and respect, is that I found that Puerto Rican people are super proud. They're proud of their heritage. They're proud of themselves. They're proud of their language. They're proud of everything that makes them Puerto Rican. Everything. That level of pride and joy about who you are and your history, the good parts, the not so good parts, everything. There was just this pride that exuded from everybody. And I had already heard about it, but it's true, y'all. You could tell the tourists from the Puerto Ricans. I found Puerto Ricans were very well kept. They took pride in how they looked. Oh, stunning people. They had a charisma about them. Okay? One thing I'm going to tell you, because I'm about to run out of time, that I think is very important. When they tell you that an Uber only costs $5 to $10 to go from here to there, that must be in the off season. Because during the holidays, while we were there, the cost of an Uber, they didn't have lifts, by the way, but the cost of an Uber was the same, if not more, than an Uber here on the mainland. Well, I'm getting close to my time being out, so I'll have to share more later. If you like what I'm sharing with you, like, share, subscribe. Put your comments in the comment section, anything you would like to add, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. Our little slice of heaven, our little slice of heaven.
I heard 14 years.
Yeah, but everybody's asking where you're gonna go. Is there a possibility, like in a few months, of being retired, you'll get bored and reopen?
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we're tearing this apart like tomorrow night.
Oh wow.
And starting the process, right? But maybe in the future, who knows?
Who knows?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Hard.
That's an interesting looking heart.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see if I got an SV. Okay, I see RV. I do see that. Somebody beat that drum.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Carousel 1 for your checked luggage, Carousel 1.
$15, $14, $13, $12, $11, $10, $9, $8, $7, $6, $5, $4, $3, $2, $1.